Do vacuum travel packs work? I've got 4 options like these standalone packing cubes and these built-in travel bag options, and I want to compare those to a regular travel bag using the standalone packing cubes. These all advertise that you can actually pack more, sometimes 50, 60% more into the same bag. Is that true? Also, what are these travel bags like to travel with, and what are these packing cubes with the vacuum thing? What do you need to know? Let's start with these Nomatic bags, which are huge. This is the large and the extra large. Made with this really nice, super thin and lightweight material, and you can see this gasket right here. Based on how you have this screwed, it either doesn't let any air in or out, or it can let air out so you can compress stuff. I'm loving the construction on this, like with taped seams, but super lightweight. 4 pairs of pants, 6 t-shirts, 2 pairs of shorts, 1 travel hoodie, 1 puffy jacket. It's a little bit darkness, right? Because this is tall. In fact, I'll keep the sweater out because I'll need that when I'm traveling, but I'll put the puffy in. This is like a big Ziploc. It just zips shut. I'll unscrew this cap. You do not need a vacuum for this one. This one, you can just use your body weight. There you go. That is beefy. A big chunk. And that's a lot of clothes. That was 4 pairs of pants, a puffy jacket. What did I say? 5 shirts? Throw that into a bag like this Globe Rider 35. Fits like so. Perfectly. Then you got space up top for extra items. Their larger one, I don't know if you could tell by the size of it, but basically that's the length of this bag. So if you want this extra large, this is the large. This is Nomatic. Links to all this stuff below. I have 2 other companies I want to show you before I show you these backpacks where it's all built in. But first, this episode is brought to you by Fume. If you want to give something up, you got to think about what to replace that thing with. This is how the brain works. Flavored air and fidgeting might be the trick you need to just get away from the vape. Over 500,000 people have already made the switch to Fume as part of their habit change journey. It's not the nicotine, it's the flavor, and it's just the having something. It's the oral fixation. For a limited time, if you order the Journey Pack using my code below, you'll get a free Fume topper, which is a great little accessory for your experience. Thanks to Fume for supporting the channel and for making stuff that, like, this is gonna help a lot of people. If you're interested at all, just like, give it a shot. And I like this weird little magnetic like table stand thing that it just sits on. Shout out to Fume, use my link. Sandmarc and Ekster. Now these both have these little pumps that you can get. They have to be charged by battery, but they're like USB-C type charging, which you already have for your phone or your computer or something, right? Sandmarc have 3 sizes, and look at this. This is like, I'll just show you this briefly. But it's like, this is your entire suitcase in 1 vacuum bag. They do have 2 other sizes, but these are both the same size, so I'll just show you this one. They have one that's smaller than this, I believe. Very lightweight material, super robust. You got that same kind of like real waterproof coated thing. This one's got a zipper and then your little nipple here that adjusts the air. I lied before. It's actually 5 pairs of pants and 6 t-shirts. This one, you just have 1 vertical opening that's not a lot of visibility in there. 2 pairs of shorts. Throw my puffy right on top. Now I've got, I've got way more that I could put in here. Just rip this seal shut, and I'll show you their vacuum here, which has a couple bits and bops, but this one's dead. Does have a nice USB-C with like a little water seal cover on it, which is kind of nice. Can't use this one. But the extra one works. Let's see if we can get that going. Very slowly. Cut, close that up, and I mean, it got there. Took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. I don't know if this one will be more powerful. I'll plug it in. Solid. thick and juicy. Here's one of my favorite travel backpacks to travel with, the Travelback 2. This one's super unique because it opens into 2 clamshell sides. And one of the things you're gonna notice about your vacuum sealed stuff is it's very rigid. So I wanna put that against the back of my body. I want that to contribute to the structure of the bag itself. I don't want that weight on the front behind me that way. I'm pulling my bag down. I want it as close to me as possible. Fits in there perfectly. Seals that side up, and I've got a whole other side to pack in as much as I want for my shoes, my toiletry kit, maybe my travel sweater up at the top, because this backpack, I can access that right here on the outside of the bag. I don't have to open up the whole bag. I love this bag personally when I travel because I have 2 dressers, okay? It's a big part of my travels. I don't have to unzip a whole frickin' vacuum thing, which isn't a big deal. Watch how fast it inflates. Boom. But I've got this limited access here. So when I get to my destination, you're pulling stuff out. This is great for those kinds of trips where you're doing 3-4 days in any given location. If you're going day by day by day by day, that's gonna be quite a hassle, and these are gonna need to be charged every day. That was a lot of work for this little guy. Let's look at this Ekster one, which I can already tell I really like the build and materials of. Kind of like see-through, feels really robust and super, like obviously water resistant because it has to be air resistant. Basically the same thing we were looking at in the Sandmarc one, except this material feels a little bit thicker. Maybe none of these actually have any, I thought they would be quite heavy. Obviously they're gonna add some compared to a super lightweight packing cube, but the weight doesn't seem that significant. This one's definitely less deep than the Sandmarc. If you are living out of these, you can kind of see a little bit of what you've got going on. That's one of the things I'm really interested in testing about these is what are they actually like to travel with? I'm going with pants like these Western Rise Evolution pants that are very thin and narrow, but I also never have to change them because of the material that they're made out of. They don't get any stains. They're water resistant, super lightweight, and I can do hikes as well as everyday sort of like around town stuff in them. Typically when I travel, I bring one of these in my bag. So this is way overpacking for me. That's how I've learned to travel. Less stuff, travels way better for me. But my wardrobe all works together like a capsule wardrobe. I use shirts like this Western Rise merino shirt because merino doesn't get stinky. It dries really quick. It keeps its insulation value when it's a little bit damp. It it doesn't wrinkle. It's super, you put it on your body even if there's wrinkles in it and you're gonna be wrinkle free in just a little bit. This one's definitely a little less spacious than the other one, but I'll be honest, I think I'm kind of a fan of that based on my preferred bag typically, which is that packed bag where it has two narrower sides or not less deep sides. And what I learned from the last one is that you kind of want this to be sort of distributed before you start vacuuming. All right, let's give this a go here. What's great is you pull this thing out and this gasket doesn't let any air come back into there. It's a one-way valve. What's less great is that you got to use something like this. You can't do that with your mouth. You can use a regular old vacuum if you have one in your Airbnb or something. This is very lightweight. This is super small and lightweight. It's designed so that you push and hold for 1 second to turn it on. So maybe it won't turn on very often by itself in your bag. This one fits in this packed bag even better, I would say, just perfectly sized. So there I go, I've got everything, same amount. Those two are very similar. I do like the kind of see-through quality of it, but I thought I'd be able to see more, to be honest. Like these are all different colored things in here. You can't, so the see-through doesn't matter too much. Now, I wanna see what these guys are like. This is the Max and the Airback regular from a company called Airback. The Max has luggage wheels and a trolley that comes out of here with stowable backpack straps. Trolley feels pretty dang good. Wheels look great. They're oversized with a little bit of little bit of off-road texture for you, bro. And then this whole thing slides away into some pocketing on the top. Both of them are made from this super water resistant, obviously dust, hair, abrasion, wrinkle, tear resistant, very rubberized feeling material that has a little weight to it. They both have handle weights built in, and we're looking at 2.1 kilograms or 4.5 pounds on this one and 8.14 pounds on this one. I'm getting 5.5 pounds and 8.16 pounds over here. They also have their own pump thing, and their little vacuum bag is built into the bag itself, okay? So this does not remove from inside of here. By the way, I always fold my pants Marie Kondo method so that they, or Marie Kondo method so that they stand up on their own wherever I'm going, okay? Because it sparks joy. Arguably, you could get more if you just went flat, 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 right? Since every time I get to a destination, I'm gonna need to unpack all of this stuff and set it up somewhere, I'd like that to be something I don't have to like then refold or change around. I can pull this stuff out, set it up in a drawer. I can see visually where everything is. This one's definitely a little tighter in terms of volume, unvacuumed. I'll see if I can get my puffy into here. By the way, this is the Relwen jacket, and it is so nice. I'll link to this below, as well as all those clothes that I mentioned. I'll link to them in the description. Everything that I'm linking to here will be in the description. Sometimes there are discounts applied when you click my link, so at no extra cost to you, and sometimes at a discount. If you use my link, it puts food on the table. Thanks. Okay, we are stuffed here. This is a little bit of a bummer about this one, is this needs to have one of these accessories that clicks into here. Let's see which one. They sent a bunch. So one of the things that's built into packing with these is it's gonna be easy to have more bulk in the middle than it is on the edges. I should be doing a better job packing stuff into the edges so that there's less bulk here. Why? Because when I close this down, this is your shoe compartment. Pair of gym shoes that also double as a casual shoe in this odor-resistant pocket that they've designed for me here. They also have a little pocket up here. Very, very thick and like robust material on this. These zippers are AH or HA zippers. They don't feel incredible, if I'm honest. The other thing this bag has, which is pretty dope, is it expands out even more. So I wouldn't call it like a daily carry bag. It's a little too big for that, but that extra expansion, so you can throw more stuff then in on top, like my sweater and a super thin and lightweight durable rain jacket from Z-Packs, which just like literally shove anywhere. Then go ahead and compress it. Use those zippers to just add some more tension in the bag and keep it as closed down as possible. You've got TSA locks for your laptop compartment, which is pretty tight right now, but works well. This liner material feels like a standard polyester. You do have a few little simple admin panels right here. Then you've got a front pocket that has some space. This is nice. They built a little dimension into this because this is your quick access. This isn't a pocket, so this is where everything you need on the go is gonna go, which is great. This is all I need for that, to be honest. And a solid water bottle compartment that does do some expansion here. You also have a simple sort of passport hideaway pocket and some good cushy looking stuff on the back panel and the straps with a luggage pass-through. Let's see what this thing is like. Definitely heavy with all of that clothes in here. Like I said, this is way more than I tend to pack, but a lot of you are packing with lots of stuff. These straps feel great. This feels solid. This feels good enough, you know? Like, this is not necessarily how I would imagine my preferred mode of travel would be, but you can get a bunch of stuff into here. Same basic design where you have your quick access up here, but it's bigger. It's much bigger. You also have your expansion zipper, your main compartment zipper, and then another tech pocket up here. Your laptop is up in the front of this one instead of the back. And a TSA thing that works across all of them. Laptop right here, giving you a little glance at this kind of sheeny polyester. All of this is just like standard, feels like standard bag stuff. This feels very robust. This is quite nice. And there's a little USB you can plug in and have an outlet on the outside of your bag, which I don't know. Why do Do you like that? In the comments, that's my question for you. Do you like having a cable on the outside of your bed that's coming, maybe then you have your phone in your pocket? I would rather have my phone and a battery just in the quick access pocket itself, or both of those in my sling or in a pocket. And then our clamshell on this one opens up like so. So it goes vertical instead of off of the side. Same material in here, which is nice and beefy, but it is definitely contributing to the weight here. I could totally see them upgrading this bag in the future with some materials that still feel nice, but don't add so much weight. Then our big vacuum pack here, which is slightly larger than the other one, but you do have the trolley system in the back of here, which this is probably a great way to do a trolley bag. Number one, you've got the backpack straps if you need it. Number two, the vacuum is gonna pull your stuff all around that. Now, this guy does not have the shoe compartment like the other bags, so I'm gonna put them in a standard packing cube from Peak Design. All right, let's see how this guy does. I think even when it feels like it's done, it still can go a little bit further. This closes over fine without even using the extra expansion. I could then expand it out some more and put more stuff on and then recompress it. And then you have these compression straps, which you could pull everything taut with. These guys do have a 3-year warranty on their stuff, which is great. That's what I'd be looking for, at least that with this materials. And of course, a warranty doesn't help you when you're out on the road and something breaks down on you, you know? But this now with like, this is a big deal to be able to do like actual luggage mode with this much stuff, because this has got some heft. I don't even know if my scale will go there. Yeah, about 20 pounds, 19.8 pounds, which is just definitely doable. You can also see here how this is like flipping up because I'm compressing so much. You know what? There's quite a lot of extra space built into, is it in this guy? Do these guys have? No, these are flat. Oh, it's that tech compartment. The tech compartment does have, like, you've got another solid 2 inches here, right? Is your laptop pocket pulled up off the bottom? It's not. So your laptop's gonna be right there against that. So you wanna make sure that this has some stuff in it, because look at the size of this. This is about 2 inches of stuff. You could easily throw your sweater, something bulky in there down at the bottom. Books, huge capacity here. I mean, this is probably larger than some carry-on limits. And you can see, again, that front thing is just down. Your laptop would be right there. So maybe a case for your laptop if you're really going with this, because there's not a lot on the market where you could carry this much stuff, go backpack and roller luggage style. Okay, if you're not doing the full travel backpack, or you're gonna go to matterful.co/travel to see all the travel backpacks that I've reviewed, or just fart around on this YouTube channel because I've covered just about every one of them. I have a ton of opinions, care a great deal about it. I like that this Sandmarc guy is lightweight, there's nothing really to it, and it's just bigger. You can put in more, compress it a little bit more. The Ekster, I think I prefer the Sandmarc to, because this is just a little bit tighter. You can do more with this guy. So this is probably where, if I'm gonna do this, this is where I would do it. And I just don't think I'm gonna do it. I don't think I'm gonna do vacuum packing. Now, that's me. I'm a weirdo. I'm intense. I'm focused. I'm a minimalist. I love organizing, culling down, and having just what I need in a method that I can quickly throw on the table or underneath the bed at the Airbnb and see all of my pants and shirts and all of my tech and toiletries in one little thing. I'm gonna opt for that. I don't know if the space savings is what I would do it for. If I'm going someplace for 5 days, 10 days, let's say I need a big puffy, I'm not gonna travel with it, but I need a big old puffy jacket or something like that. And lots of clothes. I'm going from someplace tropical to someplace really wintry. That could be really useful to pack more, compress it down. You have this brick in your thing. You get to where you're going, you pull it out, you pull all your clothes out. Definitely a hassle to pack. Definitely a hassle to unpack, but that's the cost of doing business if you want to fit more in the same amount of space. So it's interesting. It's interesting. It just feels like a lot of little accoutrement I've got to like have around. You got to make sure you have this. Otherwise, this is pointless. You're just relying on your zippers. I live in a zipper world, man. I rely on my zippers. Let's do a ramble. Ambition is not enough. It gets you to the horizon, but not beyond it. Ambition is not enough. That's a quote from David White. Ambition is not enough. Ambition can get you to the horizon, but it can't get you beyond it. So what gets us beyond the horizon? Well, that's a very ambitious question. Do you need to go beyond the horizon? I mean, yeah, I think we do. If ambition can get us far, but not far enough, what else is there? I've got a few ideas. One of them is satisfaction, enoughness. Ambition is so full of, I don't have it yet, I don't have it yet, I don't have it yet. And I'm personally am a little afraid of turning on so much of an appetite in myself for that I can never be satisfied. In the face of that, there's a practice of being satisfied on purpose. Just feel satisfied for 4 seconds. I have this reminder on my phone that is like every day at 11, it's like, feel how everything's going to work out. Feel how everything is going to work out. That's a vibe. And what I notice is when I see this, I'll oftentimes like put it off. I'll leave it on my phone. I won't get rid of it. But like, there's a moment in the day where I'm like, okay, I'm looking at that. Feel how everything's going to work out. Okay. How do I do that? And you try to do it. Just for a few seconds. I feel this energy up and forward going like, oh, we're going to do this worry, this straining, striving. Just settle for a second and come back to here. And and I try to make that a good feeling. Oftentimes I feel like a letdown. Oftentimes I'm feeling disappointed. I'm feeling not enough. And so practicing satisfaction is what I'm doing there. Feel how everything's going to work out. Or receive the nourishment. Just this moment that you're in, there's actually a ton of nourishment in it. But we're not attuning ourselves to that with a little gratitude or appreciation. We are striving for more. Because that's what got us here. And what David White's saying is, yeah, that's what got you here. It might not get you to there, where you're trying to get to. Ambition can get you to the horizon, but it can't get you beyond it. And I think that's a fascinating idea. And I just invite you to think, what else? For me, it might be practicing satisfaction. That's an old key for me that I got from Buddhism. Another one is, if you can't start feeling it now, you won't feel it then. Prince, the year he like made Purple Rain and then made the movie of it, height of his career, crushing, amazing. It's like, how does it feel? He's like, I've been to the mountaintop. There's nothing there, right? It just keeps going. Ambition won't get you there by itself. But it's nice to have some ambition. Satisfaction won't get you there by itself. It's nice to have some satisfaction. Shout out to all these companies for sending stuff out. Shout out to Airback for making such a beastly, incredibly organized and protective and like feature-rich product that has the vacuum stuff built in. Shout out to Thoom for helping us get off of the things we may not want to be in and giving us something to replace it with. In the same way that satisfaction can be maybe a replacement for ambition so that we're not stirring up this appetite that can never be satisfied like a hungry ghost, which is, by the way, how a lot of us can be traveling or buying things to get like, then I'll be all set up and I'll have it all. You might have everything you need. I've traveled with an IKEA bag or a Safeway bag before. You'd be amazed how much you can get done and how different of a mode that is, right? I'm not recommending it, traveling with like a grocery store bag. The beauty of travel is being out there. Not that you have all the clothes that you need or this, that, and the other. I know what it's like when you don't have the right thing to wear and it's like, oh, or she's like going nuts about it. It's like, it's nice. This is half of this video is at least half of this for the ladies who just, that you gotta bring more stuff. So just vacuum it down. I hope this is helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'll link to everything below, and it'll all be chunked up by chapters and time codes. I'm here to help. Go to matterful.co/travelglad for my free little email course on just tips and tricks for how to travel better, happier. Because travel can be so stressful, but it doesn't have to be. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it doesn't have to be. There are good little tips and tricks and mindset shifts. Because when you're out there, it can absolutely change your life. It can change how you see life itself. And then you come back to where you started from with a new perspective. Your relationships, your work, your children, whatever. You can have a little bit of a new perspective and life keeps going beyond the horizon. Thanks. Find care, take care, serve hard, and dig in. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Bye.